Here's a calculation I did today. The 12th of the 6th, 2019, 12:52 p.m. Add 137 hours and 173 minutes. And the result is Tuesday, 18th of June, 2019 at 8:45 a.m. And the reason I ran this calculation was because a bee landed on my hand today. And as weird as that sounds, it's the honest to God truth. The 18th, Tuesday, the 18th, next week, next Tuesday, 3 6 is 18. I've been talking about that. I was saying it's the 20th because that's the year that Mount Papandayan in Indonesia is going to go kaboom, explosive eruption. But I've also been saying 3 6 is 18, and that is the date. But this is how I got it, and it all came from a bee landing on my hand. And you might say, what? Well, yeah, it's a bit of a what, but it's true. 137 is the number. You may have noticed just there, 137 hours plus 173 minutes, which is 5 days, 19 hours and 53 minutes. And what I'm doing is I'm predicting when Steamboat Geyser is next going to erupt in Wyoming. It has been 1 day, 18 hours and 17 minutes since it last erupted. 137. It's been in the temperature here, moving around for a while now. Prophecy is 106, prediction is 113, and providence is 111. The bee told me. Bees are oracular animals, and I sort of said that today. Well, I did say it today. Canberra? What's Canberra doing? Fog developing. Oh great. Fog and frost. -2 to 15. It's the fog that makes Canberra really bad in winter. And then it's getting a bit colder. -2, 10. So the day I'm talking about is Tuesday, the 18th. Forget about Thursday the 20th. It's Tuesday the 18th. That's when the Steamboat Geyser is going to erupt next. But it's not in Canberra. I hate to say it's not in Canberra. If it was, I'd go and look at it. It's a long way from Australia, actually. It's in the USA. So here's where I did the calculation, timeanddate.com. And this is the same place where you can go anywhere you want and see what the time is. It's 11:11 in Canberra right now. 11:11. Ooh, that's weird. Twins of 11. The most powerful number in numerology is 22. And 11-year-old Jake died on the 22nd of October, 1989. He's connected to Nathan. And it was something I said about Nathan today that just coincided with the bee coming and landing on my hand. The timing was uncanny. Jake, you'd say he was 11 going on 12 when he died. He was 11 years and 8 months old. Nathan was 13. That's Canberra. We can open the same webpage again. And it's time, gonna say time in Wyoming, because I often go there, because that's what I'm looking at. So it's just brought Wyoming straight up, see? And it's 7:12 a.m. in Wyoming, Friday, 14th of June 2019. So it is this morning in Wyoming. It's 16 hours ago, from my point of view, in Wyoming. 16 hours difference between Wyoming and Canberra. And I don't live in Canberra, but I'm not far from there. Friday, the 14th. That's today. And the prediction is for Tuesday the 18th. 7:13 is 11:13. My computer's a second slow. 7:13, 11:13. Jake was 11, Nathan was 13. And we know the answer now, thanks to a little bee. A bee. It didn't sting me, luckily. I wasn't worried that it was going to sting me. I knew it wasn't going to sting me. It just came and landed on me. 124. Speaking of things that sting, do you know what equals 124? Stock whip. Stock whip equals 124. That stings. If you get a lash with a stock whip, it stings. So I've been told. And satellite images. There's not much cloud. And if we look at the radar, there's not going to be much rain. So maybe we need the steamboat to go off a lot more. Put more moisture up in the sky. More clouds. More chance of rain. I said Riley was going to be a Western boy, cowboy. He was a Western boy. The Cyclone Riley. He was a Western boy. No one noticed him much because he was out to sea. If cyclones stay out to sea, no one pays them much attention. It's when they hit land. It's like a stock whip. If it's like just cracking through the air, it's all good. But if it hits you, then you're like, ooh. Ow. Owie. And speaking of storms, well actually, speaking of Minnesota, that's where Jake's from, and the number 22, he died on the 22nd. 22. Which probably means... It's weird, hey, like, how things like that happen. 22 is there now. Tropical Cyclone Owen, that was one this year. Tropical Cyclone Owen and Tropical Cyclone Wallace, both equal 228, because Owen and Wallace have the same value. 135 is Daniel and Samuel. They're the boys in Red Rain by R.L. Stein. They're the twins. The Mirror Boy is 166. Providence is moved over here now. Twin Bulbs is 122. And Lorenzo is 105. Lorenzo. Yeah. Jayton guessed Lorenzo back in 2013. He said Lorenzo will be the bad boy. In the Atlantic, the Atlantic gets hurricanes. Calls them hurricanes. Well, Lorenzo's back in 2019. Lorenzo. The Mirror Boy. And where's Stockwhip? It's gone. It's now twin bulbs. Like twin daffodil bulbs. Narcissine. 111 is the value of narcissine. It's the stuff in a daffodil that will make you sick if you eat it. If you think it's an onion, if you think you're digging up onions and eating them, you'll probably get sick. And that's the narcissine in the daffodil bulb. Narcissus is the daffodil. Twin bulbs, 122, narcissine. And lustful is 111. The Mirror Boy, he's lustful. Lorenzo, 105. So he's going to be powerful. Powerful and lustful. So watch out for Hurricane Lorenzo. Lorenzo, 105. And Daniel and Samuel, the twins from Red Rain. Minnesota is 110. And Phil Kelly is 110. That's my name. So, symbolism in numbers, it's kind of like a bit of fun. Sting equals 69. Today is Friday, the 14th of June 2019. This ends with my latest prediction for Steamboat Giza in Wyoming, USA. In the second video that I made today, I said at the start, bees are oracular, and so are birds. Sting, the real message. Feel good. Feel good. So, feel the sting and feel good. Never mind the sting. Just feel good. No matter how much it stings, feel good. That's the message. And there's the sting of the bee. Now the bee did not sting me, but there are things that sting. There are things that sting more than bees. Wasps, for example, sting more than bees. So if you were going to get stung by something, probably better to get stung by a bee than by a wasp. But the bee that came and landed on me today didn't sting me. So then I've written some other things here. This is what was in my printout that I had today when I was making my video. And I'm a little constrained for time, so I'm not going to read all this, but you can read it if you want. 22 is the most powerful number in numerology. So yeah, it was pretty tempting to make a prediction for the 22nd. You know, the 22nd eruption of Steamboat Geyser will be the next one. So to have said it will happen on the 22nd, that was tempting. It's a Saturday too, the 22nd. Nathan died on a Saturday. So it's a pretty logical thing. It would have seemed that way. But no, Tuesday the 18th. That's the one. And I know it's it, because of the bee. The bee didn't sting me, but it did give me a bit of a, what would you say? It came along and it landed on my hand like it made a beeline for me. A line. She's made some lines on his bum. Probably because he was naughty. Probably because he was naughty. Maybe. Presumably. So, healing. How do you heal after trauma? Well, there's all kinds of ways. Healing is energy. It's change of energy. So, Jake and Nathan both died in very traumatizing ways. Both of them. So, a lot of people these days say when you're dead, that's it, you're gone. But they forget. Daffodils seem gone, but they're not. So that was on my odometer. I talked about that today. And it got me thinking about the number 8 because it was in the middle. And the twins of 69. The twins of 69. Jayton and Demas. Bad boys. I was talking about them. And then this is what happened today. At exactly 24:13 in my video. Which is weird because 24 is the date Nathan was born on. The 24th. And he was 13 when he died. So that is weird enough. But when you add them together, they add to 37 too. The value of bulb. The symbol of hope for Jake and Nathan is the daffodil. Reflected in 73. Bulb is 37. So I had just said Kinglake West. That's where Nathan and Crystal lived. And that's where they died. Kinglake West, the name, equals 137. It does. The letters add up to 137. And 173 people died in that firestorm. And I had just said that when a honeybee came and landed on my hand. The bee landed on my hand right after I said Kinglake West equals 137 and 173 people died in that firestorm. I don't know why I've written it twice. I don't really think I need that there, do I? Not really. No, I don't. So I'll get rid of that. Kinglake West, the scary fire, the freaky fire. Name my twin, the fire twin, twin Samuel. The name Samuel, Samuel Delaney. So I was talking about that today too, the 12-year-old twins, Daniel and Samuel. And then the 16-year-old twins, Jayton and Demas. And I said they're, well, evil. And I also said they're extremely naughty. Depends which twins you're talking about as to which ones are evil and which ones are extremely naughty. But either way. In some videos that I made the previous day, I had been talking about Daniel and Samuel. Red Rain is 69, Steamboat is 96. It's 11:22, man. 11:22 is the time. 22 and 122. It's 22 past 11, or it's 22 past 7. But yeah, in Canberra, 23 is Nathan's current age if he were still alive here, but he's not. He's somewhere else, doing something else, somewhere else, another world. So Jayton and Demas are the creation of Jake and Nathan. They know each other in the place they're at now. Jayton and Demas were born on Friday, 6th of September 2002. Evil twins. Probably needing a bit of, tender, loving discipline, maybe, perhaps, possibly, in this story. Jayton and Demas are turning 17 on Friday, 6th of September 2019, and then 18 on Sunday, 6th of September 2020, and then 20 on Tuesday, 6th of September 2022. I was born on a Tuesday, so it'll kind of, fits together. This whole thing fits together in a weird kind of way. So the calculation I ran after the bee landed on me and didn't sting me. Oh yeah, I never got to finish that one, did I? I did run a calculation earlier today, but I didn't finish it. So we'll just get rid of that. And it was sort of like working out how I could land on... I was seeing if anything would land on the time being 3:37 or even 1:37, but it didn't really work out. It was coming close, but it wasn't. I got 2:37, and then I was like, could that make sense? But then the bee landed on me, and it changed everything because of what I just said. It gave me the thought to put 1:37 and 1:73 later in the day. I tried that, and the critical thing is that it came up with an answer that was 45 minutes at the end, because that's what I'd already been thinking. 45, how to connect 45 and 37. Well, this did it. It did it. Jake's life path number is 8. If you add up all the digits in his date of birth, they add up to 8. And Minnesota is an hour ahead of Wyoming. So 11:25 in Canberra is 7:25 a.m. in Wyoming. So it's late here, it's early in Wyoming. And there's lots of different places in Wyoming. But Wamsutter is interesting because Sutter is the name of the adoptive mother of the twins Daniel and Samuel, who are evil. At least Daniel is evil in Red Rain by R.L. Stein. They're only 12, but they're evil. But of course there's reasons. There's always reasons. Something to do with a hurricane named Ernesto. And Ernesto is actually an Atlantic hurricane name. And I was going to show you something. Minnesota is actually, seriously, an hour different from Wyoming. 8:26 there, see? In Minnesota, that's where Jake's from. So the time in Minnesota, if you run that calculation, fits with this message. 8:45 is 9:45. So it fits. It fits perfectly. Life path number 8. And it's 8:45 in Wyoming. And it's 9:45 in Minnesota. So the 53rd eruption happened at 12:52. 12:52, devil equals 52. The 12-year-old devil twins, Daniel and Samuel. It's like a riddle. 52. I know Jake was very imaginative, so I'm not surprised that Nathan was too. Nathan and his sister both perished in the worst natural disaster, one of the worst natural disasters Australia's ever seen. So extreme violence and trauma and death. How to heal? How do you heal from something so horrifying? Well, it's a good question because millions of people go through horrifying stuff in this world. So it's a question that, is worth pondering. Love equals 54, and the next eruption. Did you notice this? Black Saturday reflects Nathan and Crystal, bushfire victims. They were bushfire victims. 183, the value of Nathan and Crystal. 18 threes, R54, love. Strong loving spirit. Both of them. Loving enough to reach out. Loving enough that I knew it was Nathan reaching out today when the bee came and landed on my hand. He's reached out to me ever since the day after Black Saturday. I felt his presence straight away. Straight after he died. So that's my new calculation, inspired by the bee. Because of what I had just said. What had I just said? Bees can sting. So can whips. I didn't say that though. I was not saying anything anywhere near that kinky. I was just saying something pretty normal. Kinglake West equals 137. And 173 people died in that firestorm. So I was having a somber moment when the bee came and landed on my hand. But I know Nathan was very fun-loving and humorous. Great sense of humour. Same as Jake. I know Nathan and Jake know each other. I know this. I know it. And there it is. There's the calculation. There it is. And I do know a boy named Samuel from West Java who was born exactly 137 days after Nathan Breeze was born, after he died I should say, in 2009, and then reborn I guess, somewhere else, where he now knows Jake Wetling. Samuel Alun, Marcus Allen have the same value as Nathan Breeze. Jake Wetling named his dog after Marcus Allen, the footballer. Marcus was a cyclone that hit Darwin, and Jake, or I should say Nathan and Crystal, both were regular visitors to Darwin. 8, Jake's life path number. Fire is how Nathan and Crystal died. Fire, out of control, raging, traumatizing, fire demons, torturers, evil, demons, fire demons, evil fire demons. Nathan and Crystal know about that, obviously. But fire is not all bad. Fire has its good side, its useful side. So what kind of people could embrace fire after dying in fire? Only the most strong angels could do that. And Jake, the same, the way he died. How could he embrace his sexuality after dying the way he died? Jake was abducted and murdered by a predator. So a similar kind of traumatizing, terrifying, horrifying way to die, to leave this world. 85 days, by the way. Twins equals 85. And there's 85 days between Nathan's birthday and Jake's birthday. And about 18 years between them. 8 and 5 is 13. Nathan was 13. It's kind of weird because you just convert it to the extra hour for Minnesota, where it's now 8:32. So in Canberra, it's 11:32 p.m. So you just do it, convert it over, and what do you get? 152, it's the value of Cyclone Marcus. That was the time of the last eruption of Steamboat Geyser in Wyoming, at 137 hours and 173 minutes, and it's 9:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Tuesday 18th of June 2019. In Minnesota. 18. Tuesday the 18th of June. 18 is the answer. 3 6s. And that's it. That's the thing. The calculation. 3 11s are 33. Triplets comes into this too. And 16 is the age of the twins, Jayton and Demas. They are 16. Kinky boy, 112. Whipping is 102. Kinky boy gets a whipping. A healing whipping. Because he's got a good girlfriend, or has he got a good boyfriend? He's got someone. He's got a good friend with healing hands. Consensual, safe, sane, healing, bondage. Yes, it can be. It absolutely can be. Part of a great healing experience. So, Nathan and Jake. Nathan and Jake are angels, fire angels, both of them. They both encountered out of control fire demons. Fire is male energy, male sexual energy. When it's raging out of control, it's violent, destructive. It doesn't care. It has no mercy. It doesn't care about consent. It doesn't care about anything. It doesn't care about the feelings of victims. It doesn't care about anything. Demons just are selfish. And sometimes they're sadistic. But selfish. And they don't care about consent. They do terrible things. They keep people imprisoned sometimes. Refugees. People who are seen as not so important. People who are seen as not as equal. People who are demonized. People who are just not considered as equal. So that's the calculation for Steamboat Geezer. Unless you're in Minnesota, in which case it's a different calculation that we run for the Minnesotans of the world, including the kinky ones. And I'm sure there are kinky Minnesotans. And there may even be a kinky person or two in Wyoming. Could be. Not many people there though. It's the 10th biggest state in the USA. 17 is the age Jayton and Demas are turning this year. 17. Prophecy is 106. Jacob Wetterling is 164. Minnesota is 110. It's back. And discipline is 100. Discipline. Discipline. And love seems to be the combo theme of the prophecy. The prediction, the anticipation of the sting. Yes, that's it. That's where we're at. And Steamboat Geezer, it's 1 day, 18 hours and 44 minutes since it erupted. 44. Fuel equals 44. Hope is 44. 6 is the devil's number. 6 6 are 36. God is 26. Whip is 56. 56. Devil, 52. The devil's number, and Jacob is 31. He's a fire angel. One of those angels who's not scared to discipline demons. Actually finds them quite attractive. Attractive and sexy. And the idea of giving them a good whipping is quite attractive too. So, kink is 45. Daffodil is 57. Skin is 53. Sexy skin. Jayton has very sexy skin. Bad is 7. He's a bad boy. Sean Myrtle is 132. He's a very bad boy too. Jake is 27. And Bulb is 37. Daffodil, 57. He's a daffodil boy. He loves himself. He's a demon. But he's angelic. Jayton, the angelic demon. In the story written by Jake and Nathan, it's 37 past 11, which is perfect. Perfect time to end on.